Hi friends, Right Careers welcomes you to the last video of 2021. In continuation with what we have been seeing for the last couple of weeks, we will continue to see about study in US this week as well. So last couple of weeks we have seen things like why students choose US as a higher education destination. That's something which we saw. We also saw about the mandatory tests that are required for students to go to US, like the generic tests and also the course specific tests that we saw. We also saw the timelines for a student to apply. When do you start applying, etc., etc. And then we also saw the application procedure. There are multiple application procedures for a student if you have to apply for universities that we saw last year, the. And then we also saw the documents that are required, something like statement of purpose or LOR, etc., etc. And then we also happen to touch a little bit about what is the lifestyle in US and things like that. This week we're going to see something which is very important once again, both from the parents perspective and from the students perspective. This week we're going to see about the types of universities or types of colleges that are there in US. That's something which we'll be seeing. We'll also be seeing about the all important tuition cost, right? And also the scholarship. How does someone can apply for scholarship? That's what we're going to see this week, and then conclude about this study in US with this week itself, right? So moving on, what are the types of universities? That's something which we will see. Before we see the types of university, if you are a student who's aspiring to go to US, you must have come across this term called Ivy League or Ivy League universities, right? So Ivy League universities are, I mean, the name Ivy League is taken from a very famous soccer tournament, but then now it's more synchronized or synergized with education. These Ivy League colleges or universities are considered to be the best, not only in US but also across the world. Usually, Ivy League is nothing but a group of 8 colleges in the east coast of US that are formed together, and usually all these 8 universities or colleges comes in top 20 or top 20 among the world rankings, I would say. So that's the they pride themselves with big academics. I mean, they are famous for academics. They're I mean, if I name the list of universities, you will know. They always pride themselves with high academics. That's what. So what are those colleges? What are Ivy League colleges? So you have Harvard, that's the first college, and then you have Columbia University, then you have Princeton University, you have Cornell University, Yale University, Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania, Dartmouth College, and then Brown University. So these are the 8 colleges that are there in Ivy League universities or colleges. They all these colleges, I mean, be it Pennsylvania or any colleges, are somewhere in the range of 300 to 400 years old. So that means they've been there in the world for a long, long time now. They set very, very high standards. They pride themselves as well, and the acceptance rate for all these colleges is lesser than 10%, which means 100 students apply, less than 10 students get recruited there. So you have to be very, very careful as a student and be realistic before you apply to Ivy League colleges. Not only about the acceptance rate, the tuition fees is also very, very high in all these Ivy League colleges, but they are considered to be the best. Who better than Harvard or Cornell or Yale? These are some of the iconic names that we have come across in our lives. Moving on, after the Ivy League set of colleges, universities in US are divided into 2 segments. One is the public university, and the second one is private university. Public universities, as the name itself suggests, it's a government university funded by government, and private universities are non-funded by government. They are private. They are by themselves. Now, under public university, there is one more type called state university. State universities are usually funded not only by the federal is the Union Federal of America. They are funded by federal and also by the respective states, like the way we have states in India like Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. US also has around 50 states, close to 50 states, and every state will have a state university. The funding for these universities will come not only from the central but also from within the state. Example, Iowa State University, Arizona State University. These are some of the state universities that are there. Now, private universities, they run without the control of government, but they are also world class. Some of the iconic names like the Carnegie Mellon, New York University, Washington. These are some of the classic examples of private universities. The next type of colleges that are there in US is technical and vocational colleges. As the name itself suggests, these programs, I mean, these colleges offer some technical and vocational program, especially the diploma. Typically, these are colleges that are suited for students who prefer to study under graduation. And then you have liberal arts colleges. We all know what liberal arts. We have already seen liberal arts. So you have liberal arts colleges, and then finally the community colleges. So these are some of the types of universities and colleges that are there in US. Moving on, the all important segment, the tuition fees. Now, while US is the most preferred destination for students from India, not only from India, across the globe, it is also the expensive. It is also very, very expensive to study in US. For many students and parents especially, this point determines or decides whether to send your son or daughter to US, because the investment that you make, it's an investment. The investment that you make is going to be massive, and returns are also going to be proportionate with the investment. So don't bother too much about the investment, because they will the kind of returns that the education system in US is going to give to your son or daughter will make sure that you make a proper investment. Now, the average cost of studying in US today, as of now, is somewhere between $32,000 to $35,000 per year, which means it's 25 lakhs per year. So if you're going to for a 2-year program, masters or MBA or MS, it's going to cost somewhere around 48 to 50 lakhs, including everything, including the tuition fee, living cost, etc., etc. And then obviously you'll earn that in no time, I should say. If you're going for a 3-year or 4-year, you've got to be realistic. A 3-year undergraduation program, especially for a honors program and things like that, it's going to cost a bomb. So you have to be realistic before applying to universities in US with regards to your financial position. Now, how to lessen the cost? There are also ways to lessen the cost, which we will see. Obviously, scholarship is the first way, where a lot of scholarships are there, which we will see sooner. But then you have to, some tricks or tips I can give is, you can consider applying to public universities. Public universities usually charge relatively lesser fees than the private universities, so you can consider applying for public universities. Obviously, you can take scholarship. You can also choose universities that are not in the prime area of US. There are some states which are really little bit away from the mainstream. They might offer you a little bit relatively fees, and those universities are also good in nature. It's not that they are bad, they are also very good. Attend a community college. Community colleges also offers you little bit less tuition fees. Moving on to the scholarship and financial aid, there are 2 types of scholarships that are there in US. The first one is the merit-based scholarship. The second one is the college-based scholarship. As the name itself suggests. Now, before that, we have to understand that any international application, be it from any country, automatically gets reviewed whether that application is eligible for scholarship or not. So you need not specifically apply. If you are eligible, it's an automated process where, based on your application, the system itself will tell you are eligible for scholarship or not. If you're eligible, it's well and good. Again, these scholarships, there are several factors that are there when it comes to merit scholarship. That includes your academic track record, that includes your statement of purpose, or not statement of purpose, the letter of recommendation, your SAT scores. A lot of things are clubbed, and then you get a score, and then that's how scholarships are calculated. This is how merit scholarships are calculated. However, college scholarship, they do give scholarships to Indian students, international students, which you can definitely apply. I'm sure I'll do a separate video on scholarship at some point in time, but there are ways. If the tuition fees is 25 lakhs per year, which I was saying some time back, you can definitely come down on the 25 lakhs via scholarship, via working for part-time in some, 20 hours a week you can work. So things like that, which means your cost can come down as well, right? Moving on, what are the most preferred cities in US as per Indians? Indians don't go to, do go to all 50 states, but there are some priority, right? So Indians, and especially international students and Indians, usually go in this pecking order. They prefer California first, and then New York, Texas, Massachusetts, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Florida, Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. So these are the top 10 states where Indians or international students usually study and prefer to go and study and live there, right? So to conclude, studying in US is not a 1 year or 2 years or 3 years affair. Very few people I know come back immediately after 2 years. Most of the students who go get used to the lifestyle, love US, the kind of life they have, and then they don't even intend to come back. Hardly very few who come back, because the kind of money they see, the kind of comfortness that they see, they often don't see in some of the other countries. So they usually don't come back. Therefore, it's a package. You got to plan for a long time, right? Therefore, plan accordingly. Consider all these factors before you choose to apply for universities. If you are convinced US is a great destination to study, I would give a huge thumbs up for US as a study destination, because I told you right at the beginning, this is the education capital of the world. So go ahead, prepare well, and in case you have any doubts on how to go about US admissions, all the credentials are very much there beneath this video. You can definitely contact us. We will be happy to assist you to migrate, or not migrate, but move to US for higher education. And Right Careers at this juncture would like to wish all the subscribers and viewers a very, very, very happy 2022. And thank you for all the support that you have been giving throughout this 1.5 years with us. And I'm sure we will get better with that from the next year as well. And do subscribe to my YouTube channel in case you haven't, which is youtube.com/rightcareers, and click on the bell button for instant subscriptions. Until next week with another brand new video. See you all. Take care. Have a safe week. Thank you.